Good morning, traders. It is Monday, the 6th of October, 2025. I hope we're off to a great start for this early in the morning. For those of you that are trading in some of the overnight markets, some big moves already before New York's officially open. So, hope you're doing well. I wanted to get right to work today. Just had one or two little pieces of house cleaning, though, I wanted to share with you real quick. Um, much to my shock and surprise, uh, I've been able to get no onboarding technical help at all from a vendor, and therefore I'm going to have to make some changes to my product offering. Um, I hate to do it, but I got to do it. So it's not going to affect anybody who's a regular listener to this podcast through Substack or Spotify or Apple Podcasts. You guys are going to be, everything's fine with you guys. If you're decided to purchase a lifetime membership to netwinningtrader.com, all the data and materials are going to be there, no problem. If you're also following along in real time with the Market Mastery Meetup online social network that I'm building, I'm going to have some issues with that. And I think we'll know more at the end of the day, but we're going to have to make some changes with how that is handled. So, for those of you that are regular attendees at the meetup, we'll have more for you later. For the rest of you guys, listen, no sweat, no worries. It's off just another business day in paradise. So let's get to work. Here's our quote of the day to get us rolling. Often we don't realize who we're meant to be because we're so busy trying to live out someone else's ideas. But other people and their opinions hold no power in defining our destiny. And that was said by, of all people, Oprah Winfrey. Not a big fan of Oprah myself, personally, but that's okay because she does have her points and her things that are of value, just like anyone does, regardless of whether or not somebody else likes them. So, with that being said, this quote, I think, can say a lot to us as traders. And I think it bears repeating that one of the problems that we have got to figure out for ourselves as someone who's trying to make their next million out of the markets, you're going to have to just learn to do this without help. Now, when I say without help, what I mean is everybody else's points of view may have value, but no one really stops to ask, do they have any value for me? Some methods of market analysis are very complicated and very difficult to really understand. Why do you think that is? Well, there's certain kinds of people in this world that like making things difficult and complicated. And then they've got this piece of software that they've spent 15 years working on, and it's difficult and it's complicated. But maybe you're attracted to that because you think difficult and complicated equals highly well thought out. But it may not be. It might be just the residual ramblings of a difficult person. Also, you really have to be careful about what somebody else's opinions about the marketplace are. There's a lot of people out there who are absolute stone cold, brain dead, moron idiots who they're nothing more than a 6-year old with a checkbook, and those people are running loose, making all kinds of money in this business, spreading the most ridiculous, pointless, and useless disinformation you've ever seen in your entire life. I wish I could name names because it would save you so much of hassle just to get done with those idiots. But the problem is, we don't know who they are till we start working with them. And then we find out, wait a minute, this is crap. But by then, a portion of our hard earned money is already gone. Or maybe we've spent a lot of our hard earned money in that environment only to find out it doesn't work for reasons that we should have smelled coming in. So, what am I saying? Well, maybe we're not getting where we want to go because we're so busy trying to live out someone else's idea of what it means to be successful in this field or what you need to win. Um, but here's the good news, as Oprah said very clearly: other people and their opinions hold no power in defining our destiny. In other words, I think it's very important for us to take a step back and say, look, and what I'm investing my time and effort on to try and become more successful as a trader, is that information really helping? Am I following along blindly to somebody who really doesn't have a clue what they're really doing, but they sound so good that they've got me hooked? Has that ever happened to you? Take a long, hard look and realize that maybe your personal ideas of how this should happen or how this should work or what could happen might be better than, say, 90% of the people you're exposed to. Have you considered the possibility that maybe you are more on the ball than you give yourself credit for, and that is all you really need? And you can let go of all this other fluff anytime you want and find out who you really are as a trader. That's possible too. I think most people are surprised to learn how close they are to permanent, lasting success in this field when they just open their eyes up, look in the mirror, and go, wait a minute, am I being sold a bunch of crap here? Can I do this without all this stuff? Figure this out on my own without help? The answer is yeah, you really can. And I would encourage you to take that step and see where you fall on that continuum. You might be a lot closer to doing this successfully than you think you are. And maybe all that means is a little readjustment and clean a little house. So, that being said, have at it. It's Monday. Good luck. We will talk more tomorrow on Tuesday. In between now and then, I'll try to work out some of my tiny little technical problems, and I'll be back bigger and better tomorrow for next Trader's Daily Discipline. Until then, guys, have a great day. I'll see you Tuesday.